Donald Trump is back in Scotland this time for a private visit packed with golf, controversy, and high-level political meetings. The former U.S. president touched down at Prestwick Airport on Friday evening and headed straight to his luxury resort, Turnberry in South Ayrshire. By Saturday morning, at 10 a.m., he was on the greens, swinging his club, while hundreds of police officers ensured no one got too close. But outside the fairways, protests were building up across Scotland. Security was ramped up like a military operation. Roads around Turnberry were shut down. Police and military personnel swept the area. A large security fence was set up around the resort with checkpoints for anyone approaching the hotel. Despite all that, some lucky golfers were still able to access the Ailsa course from early morning. Trump, dressed in a blue sweater and a white USA cap, played a round of golf with his son Eric, U.S. ambassador to the UK, Warren Stevens, and Stevens' son. They were followed by a convoy of 15 golf buggies, a full presidential entourage rolling down the green. A round of golf at Turnberry during peak season that can cost up to £1,000, but for Trump, it was more about spectacle than sport. From a nearby dune on the beach, photographers and journalists captured his every move as he waved toward the fourth tee. Joining the trip this weekend is Donald Trump Jr., while First Lady Melania Trump is expected to arrive later. Meanwhile, the rest of Scotland wasn't so quiet. Protesters took to the streets in Edinburgh and Aberdeen, criticizing Trump's political views, especially his stance on climate change and the ongoing war in Gaza. Many carried signs echoing a now famous slogan made popular by comedian Janie Godley back in 2018, Anita Badani. One of the organizers of the Stop Trump Coalition protest in Edinburgh called it a carnival of resistance, with multiple campaign groups taking action across the weekend. In Aberdeen, protester Nicola Seal expressed her frustration, saying, "We shouldn't be hosting him. It's costing taxpayers huge amounts and draining police resources." Still, not everyone was angry. Members of the Maidens Bowling Club in Girvan, though critical of the visit's expense, offered Trump a more humorous challenge, inviting him for a game of bowls. Interestingly, Trump's golf game coincided with a major funding announcement. First Minister John Swinney defended the decision, saying it reflects Scotland's commitment to golf as a key part of its global identity. But Scottish Greens co-leader Patrick Harvie slammed the move, comparing it to handing pocket money to the school bully. Trump is scheduled to meet both First Minister John Swinney and UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer in the coming days. He'll also meet European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen to discuss transatlantic trade. In a brief statement to the press upon landing, Trump didn't hold back, calling on European nations to get your act together on migration, once again criticizing wind farms, saying bluntly, "Stop the windmills." In 2019, his company lost a legal battle to stop a wind farm near his mini estate in Aberdeen, claiming the turbines ruined the view from his golf course. Security remains tight throughout the trip. Military teams and police have been sweeping the grounds, and journalists are closely monitoring every movement. It's worth noting, visits to Scotland by sitting U.S. presidents are incredibly rare. In 1957, Queen Elizabeth hosted Dwight D. Eisenhower at Balmoral. George W. Bush attended a G8 summit in Gleneagles in 2005, and Joe Biden came to Glasgow for COP26 in 2021. Apart from that, Trump is the only other sitting president to visit this century, having previously visited in 2018 and again in 2023 after his election loss. This current trip is unofficial, but a state visit is already on the calendar. In September, Trump and Melania will return for a formal visit to the UK, where they'll be hosted by King Charles at Windsor Castle. This is highly unusual. A second state visit for a president, especially one seeking a second non-consecutive term, is not the norm. Usually, second-term presidents get invited for tea or lunch, not full red carpet treatment. As political leaders prepare for meetings with Trump, First Minister Swinney has said he'll use the opportunity to raise serious concerns, especially about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, and to push for stronger business ties between Scotland and the U.S. He also urged protesters to keep things peaceful and lawful. So what lies ahead? From high-stakes diplomacy to vocal opposition on the streets, Trump's visit to Scotland is already proving to be more than just a quiet weekend of golf.